Today I thought it would be fun if I updated my book journal with y'all. I haven't updated this in probably like a month, and I've read a good amount of books since then, so I'm gonna have to remember what they all are. Here's what we're working with right now. This was like the last time I updated. This is the Youre series, which I just finished reading not too long ago. While I was reading that series though, I was also reading this Woven Kingdom series, but then after the Woven Kingdom book, it's empty. And I read this series probably like 2 months ago. So also, I'm not in my book room where my bookshelves are. I don't have a book room. It's just my bedroom where my bookshelves are. So I brought some decorations for us. I've got some good picks. I've got Artemis, Blood over Bright Haven. We'll get to that one, I promise. We're gonna get to that one. Dungeon Crawler Carl, I Who Have Never Known Men, Paranesi, and Red Rising, which is my current physical read right now. So let's see where to start. I've printed out what I think to be the 4 books that I've read. Thought it was significantly more than 4, but that does not seem to be the case. That's fine. That's fine. So we have Yellowface, and we have Blood over Bright Haven, which I legit just finished like 2 days ago. I read it fully physically, and I freaking love it. Emma Wong, I love you. And then I also just recently finished Ready or Not. This one was an interesting read for me. I normally do not read romance, like really at all. But Amina, we all know this. I freaking love her. She actually really liked that book. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I want to read like a nice little romance. And I did really like it. But it was like kind of crazy. But anyway. And then I have Babel, which I also just recently finished like 2 weeks ago. Like a month's worth of reading. But I finished all of them like within 2 weeks ago, which is kind of confusing. So let's start off with, I guess, Yellowface, since I finished that one first. You have to pick out the background. Ooh, you know what would be cool? If we use this sunset. It has like a very pretty gradient and it fits the freaking page almost perfectly. I really like that. You know what? We're gonna do this. Maybe this isn't gonna take me all day. Hey, one of my favorite parts about Yellowface is the fact that everybody was kind of morally gray, kind of not perfect. I also just thought it was so fun to see R.F. Kuang like just go in on June's personality. As an artist, I think it's very interesting whenever people almost directly translate their real life experiences into their art. Like, especially like if you know an artist and then you see their art, seeing like bits of their reality in their art, I think is one of like the coolest things ever. I'm interested to know how she perceives herself within June and Athena. Like, did she see herself in both of the characters, neither of the characters, or like are there aspects of herself within them? I don't know. Honestly, this might not make sense to anybody, if I'm being completely honest. But it's just like, I wasn't expecting it to have like the same ambiguous open ending that all her books have, but it does. It checks out. It's definitely an R.F. Kuang book. She definitely wrote it. I also really liked the way that she went about writing grungy, kind of weird person. I've read some other books where they have that kind of character in their story, and I don't like the writing. Like, I just did not like the writing. I don't know why, but I liked how she did it. I've said this once, I'll say it again. My star ratings mean absolutely nothing. Okay, it's just a gold star. I put it on there because I think it's cute. Don't get me wrong, I love R.F. Kuang. She's genuinely like an insane writer, an academic, and I just love her on the premise of who she is and her art. I don't think she resonates with me as much as she does with other people. I enjoy the books, but they're not like, they don't become a part of me, you know? Like, you know, whenever you read a book and you're like, this author or these books, this series, that's like me. That's like me. Like, if there was a room that was dedicated to who I am inside and as a person, those books would be on the shelf. I don't feel that way about R.F. Kuang. Maybe the Poppy Wars, because I really did like the Poppy Wars, but like everything else, probably not. Anyway, I say that because I think realistically this book, in the grand scheme of things, would be maybe like a 3.75, but I'm just gonna round up to a four stars. Okay, I really did love the Poppy Wars though, like obviously, but I especially love the ending. It's always so fun when you're reading a book series and you're like, oh yeah, like it's good, like I'm enjoying it, but then the ending is what makes it a fucking banger, like a banger. A lot of the times that doesn't happen. Like you like the book, but then you don't like the ending. But with R.F. Kuang's books, a lot of the time I love the ending. Like it makes me enjoy the whole story more. Like, oh my gosh, I read that ending and I was like, chef's kiss, bro. Like it was so good on so many levels. Devastating. It was horrific. It was hopeful. It was also empty. Like it could literally be anything you want it to be, and I think that's so cool. But yeah, I think honestly that has to be one of my favorite things about R.F. Kuang is the way she ends her books. It's so amazing. I love it. What I have so far, I'm keeping it simple because I don't need to go all out. Sometimes I do. Like look at how pretty this is. You seen that? I'm talking about this one, but I'm keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Dang. You know, when I look back at these, they look so good. You want to see the evolution of my pages? Let me just show you like the first few. Like this is what they used to look like. Very okay. But now they look like that. So yeah. But anyway, I'm thinking I'm gonna put it probably like right here, and it matches the background so nicely. Okay. I think this is the final. Just something cute, something classy. I don't know if y'all can read the writing. I did a little bit of writing, mostly kind of what I said, but also just the fact that I thought it was interesting to see R.F. Kuang specifically writing this book. But yeah, I think it's cute. I don't really love this, but I also, again, don't hate it, so it's fine. I don't think I'm gonna do all of these right now. I'll probably just do one more. Let's do Ready or Not. If you don't know, it's a book by Cara Stone. It's like a pregnancy trope romance though. It's about a girl, her name is Eve. She gets pregnant by a one-night stand, and it's just about like how her relationships, like the relationships in her life, change and develop and grow from her being pregnant, which I thought was very interesting. I also don't know if this is true, but it felt like Cara Stone was pregnant and she decided to write a book about pregnancy, and that's a good thing. Also, what happened to my decoration? Every time I read a romance that I know somebody else likes, I'm like, really? I'd consider myself a very modest person. Not very, but like romance, PDA, stuff like that, to this day, I've had a boyfriend for 5 years. To this day, still freaks me out. Like it genuinely freaks me out, and it's crazy because they're really just going into it in these books, and this was super tame, like super tame, like hardly anything goes on, but like still reading it, I'm like okay, you know. I think that's why I don't read romantic so much, but it does genuinely make me kind of happy. But like when they start like, you know, getting into it and like being together and being happy and being like, oh my god, you like me, I like you, when did you like me, you know, that's cute. And it does make me giddy. There was a lot of points where I did get giddy, like, well, I won't say, but it was cute. It was definitely cute, but it was still like everybody just is reading, like, I don't know how to describe it, like, you know, I know, you know, I know, you know, I know that you know that I know, because we read the same thing. I don't know. Anyway, but again, it was very tame. Like, if you have read that book and you also read a lot of romances, you probably don't get what I'm saying. But I'm not kidding you. Like, I don't read any romance, like hardly any. I guess, okay, I feel the same way about Sahara Mafi's books, like this Woven Kingdom series. But again, Like, the romance sections and scenes are like 3 pages in like a 500-page book. You get like 2 or 3 scenes, 2 different books. So it's very, like, you really have to dig deep to find those scenes. So it doesn't like freak me out as much. But like when it happens in romance books, that's just like, everybody knows what's happening here. It's kind of crazy. I'm trying to look for like a summery, happy vibe. I don't know if you can tell, but that's not the vibe I have going on. You can't see that. It's just like stick flowers. It's fine. But also, like, I need like a background. She did. Oh, I was gonna say, well, no, I can't, because I have both of these. So I was like, I could do it based on the sex of the baby, but then that would be a spoiler. Okay, I think we're gonna go with water, because that's all I got. Okay, let's look for stickers. Surely we'll be able to find better stickers. Let me think back. Was there anything specific in the book? No, not really. Okay, this is what I've done. Paper was a lot more see-through after I put glue on it, so it looks a little nicer, kind of. But it just really needs pink, and I don't have pink. It's too much blue. It's not a blue book, it's a pink book, but I just, like, blue is just not the vibe. It's not the vibe. But it's cute, I guess. We are done. The final. It's okay, it's okay. Go back to yellow face. I just freaking love orange and purple together. Like, it genuinely makes me so happy, these colors. It's beautiful. I gave Ready or Not a 3.5. It's a standard. It's standard. It's standard. Honestly, I haven't read a bad book in a very, very long time. And even the last book that I didn't fully like, it was really just my opinion. The next 2 books we have going on for the next video is Babel and Blood Over Brighthaven. And I've got a lot to say about those. Miss Emma Wong, you and me, you don't know it, but we're like this. Everybody else, chatter, they don't matter, okay? It's you and me for life. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.